Always bring headwear, lest the sun burn you down.
Examine the output of the dig over the last month, measuring the bulk of the ore that was successfully mined compared to the rock needed to be removed to obtain it. Generally yields 1 part ore for every 30 parts refuse. Less than ideal, but we can maintain profits if we have the miners working double shifts to make up for the losses. Yeah, I don't need any of this stuff.
It's amazing that the Fae can flourish in such a warm environment.
Anyone else see that? I have to go back on that. Maybe I just moved too fast, but that was weird.
You look well armed. Aren't you here about the Croddock? We have a vicious one on our hands. It's about the desert, killing any workers it can catch. How in blazes it developed a taste for gnome flesh, only that damn thing knows. Confound it. Between the Canyon Hill incident and that beast, our schedule's ground to a halt.
Okay, so who are you?
Once word got out that Edgar Aaron had found this mineral-rich site, Motus rushed to get an operation set up here. I'm all the muscle they bothered to send. I'm the lone guard Motus hired to protect this place. They've given me a Chief of Security title, but that means nothing when I've got no men to command. Now we've got a Croddock that's more than a match for a small army. I know better than to go out there alone.
Smart man. What about the Aaron excavations?
They were the first mining operation here in the Hollowlands. Foreman by the name of Edgar Aaron. Rumor has it he spent every coin he had building his mine. When Motus moved in, they waved bags of gold in the faces of Aaron's workers. The next day, they all jumped ship. It's tragic, but it's business.
It's Bloodbane.
We don't know where it got a taste for the gnome miners, but it's been terrorizing the Dunehead mine. Motus is offering a considerable bounty for its demise.
Must be the critic. Okay. What about Cloudcrest?
No one knows what's at the top of Cloudcrest, but that don't stop folks speculating. I've heard the first Fae set foot in Amalur came from there. That'd explain why there are so many of them in Detir.
What about the Hollowlands?
Know it as well as my own calloused hand. That's why they pay me good gold to sit here. You won't find much on the surface here, but trapped below is the salvation of Odessa's future. We've the raw materials under our feet to equip entire armies, and that's why you'll find Motus mining and, such as it is, Aaron excavations digging here.
Dunehead mine?
Canyon Hill is up the eastern ledge. That's the one that spooked the miners. The Dunehead operation's hardly begun thanks to a vicious Croddock.
Motus mine.
I've heard the rumors. They might be saints or bastards, but they've coin to spare, and that's enough for me.
You have a room?
We don't have separate rooms, but we've got beds upstairs. It'll cost you, though. We're the closest thing to an inn for leagues around us.
What about Saltwell Caverns?
I've heard bizarre tales about those caves. The workers swear they've seen ghastly men, ravaged by some plague or foul magic, pacing round the entrances.
What about that room?
Enjoying your stay? Those beds aren't luxurious, but they're better than sleeping on the ground.
Oh, you can actually charge me. That was weird. Anyway. So, Critic is attacking miners.
You got the picture. Don't know how the damned old thing got a taste for him, but once it gets an idea, there's no stopping it. We've put a price on its hide, but who'd be crazy enough to earn it?
I'd try.
Well, you sure? All right, it's your funeral. You should speak to Edgar Aaron of Aaron Excavations. He'll know how to find Bloodbane. Edgar's lived in the Hollowlands longer than any of us.
Competing mine?
Aaron Excavations? They're the other mining operation in the Hollowlands. Motus's only competition. Not particularly stiff competition, mind you. Especially since Motus wooed all of Aaron's miners with much higher wages.
So where is he?
He's the foreman of the other mine here. He knows a thing or two about the Hollowlands. Been surveying this place long before Motus moved in. He ran Aaron Excavations until Motus hired his workers out from under him. It's tough, but that's business. I'm not sure what he's up to these days, but he hasn't left.
Okay, how do I find it?
Speak to Edgar Aaron of Aaron's Excavations. He's been in the Hollowlands longer than any of us. He'll know how to find Bloodbane. I'll warn you, though, Edgar's bitter about Motus luring away his workers away with higher wages. He probably finds the situation ironic now that Bloodbane is attacking Dunehead Mine. You look like you can take care of yourself, but you should be careful.
I was hoping the inn at least had a shop. That would be useful. There's a repair guy.
Name's Alex. Alex Anatole. Let me know if you've got any equipment that needs repairing. I'll get it back to you as good as new.
Aaron Excavations.
They're Motus Mining's only competition out here. They set up shop first, actually, but they're just about finished. When Motus moved in, they lured the Aaron workers with promise of higher wages. Aaron Excavations never recovered. I hear the foreman, Edgar Aaron, is pretty bitter about it. He still hasn't left, though. Probably holding on to the hope he can get his business running again.
What about the HoloLens?
It's a dangerous region, for sure. There are beasts out there just waiting to tear a gnome apart. The mining operations here have run into a real wall when it comes to the local wildlife. Take heed and learn from their hardship. Make sure you're well equipped, and don't hesitate to ask for repairs. Paying for adequate repairs will save your skin.
I see lowstone. I see lowstone. I see lowstone. Yeah, 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 yeah. Alright, so yeah, speak to Edgar. Look for Enser. Meet Templar Octane. Nice. I guess we'll start like we usually do. Malixfest? Malish? Yes. Generous enchantments. Okay, cool.
Oh, I'm in a terrible bind. I don't dare go forward, and I certainly can't go back. Mind you, I wouldn't go up that eastern ledge. It's most unsafe.
Who are you, my friend?
Scholar of mineralogy, Motus Mining, and unwitting adventurer. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, I'm sure.
You mentioned Motus Mining?
Odessa could not have been built without the Motus Mining interest.
What about caverns?
I've heard tales of terrifyingly scarred men appearing at the entrance of the caverns from time to time. I don't care why they're there, I just don't want them anywhere near me.
What about Cloudcrest?
It's a place of mystery and intrigue. No one knows what lurks at the top, though everyone's got a guess.
I bet they do. What about a Pulvire?
Oh yes, a stalwart foreman. He sent you after me, I suppose.
Yeah, he thinks you're useless. So have you been to the site?
Yes. Well, no. I got 10 paces up the slope when I spotted those Fae. What's a scholar to do against hordes of vicious beasts? One of those boggarts, it shook its fist at me.
Really? Really? You're supposed to go up there.
Yes, and find out what's wrong. Now that I've found it, and have no desire to investigate further.
What exactly did you see?
There were boggarts, lots of boggarts. And I think I saw a thresh. I was rather too busy running to note the particulars.
Let's go take a look.
Well, if you were willing to go first, I would have no objection to trailing behind at a safe distance. Lead the way. Up the slope we go. There they are. Smash them before they attack me.
Another, come to steal the light, come to trouble the reverie.
Who are you?
I long to return to the reverie. While Calavar walks the sands, I must sleep.
Who's he?
He and I are two, where there once were many. We lived then wild on dune and crag. Now he watches the waking day, and I tend to the dreaming murmurs of the stone.
Hit so on your keyboard, dude. That sucks, man. Oh, just put the whole keyboard in rice. It'll be fine. It'll be sticky forever. What about the reverie?
When I became aware the light was gone, the shell of the reverie cracked, and my dream self wandered free.
What about the light?
Long, long ago, I wandered lost in the dark of night. I cried a pool into a rocky basin, and starlight gathered there. I fashioned this into a jewel, and by its light found my way home. Is it any wonder that I hold it so dear?
What are these Fae doing?
They are my friends, drawn here as I drift between the dream world and the world of the waking. The light, source of solace, snuck in, sharp knives, soft feet, stole the jewel from my side. took it northward through the narrow rocks to their village of wood and cloth. The light.
That's not what I wanted to do. Oh well. Oh, either way, dude, that sucks. Hopefully you get another one. Playing keyboards is not fun. Really, like nothing in here. Okay, no, I was about to say there's gotta be more to this place. Actually looks like a decent little dungeon, so we're gonna jump out. I'm assuming there's gonna be more to do here. And I hate doing dungeons more than once if I can refrain.
Soft. Feet.
Yeah, see if you can give me a marker for that dungeon. That sucks.
No!
It's beginning to make sense. This Fey maiden is real, but I believe we're speaking to a projection of her as she dreams. There is
Really?
a Fey hollow under this mine, where I'll wager she sleeps. And these other Fey, they're drawn to the power of this projection. Restoring to her this light she speaks of might calm things down. Find me at the Motus mining office when you return it to her. I'll make sure you're duly compensated.
What about the appearance of the Fae?
No, I feel quite certain. The maiden we see here is a projection of her dream self, as she calls it. The real Fae's asleep somewhere in the hollow below us, I'll wager. And these other wild Fae are drawn to the power she exudes while in this form.
What do I do now?
Most likely return what was stolen to the Fae maid within the hollow. That is how these things tend to go.
Yeah, but where am I gonna find it? Oh, over there. Is that bow? That is bow. That's a big something. That's a huge something. Apparently they were taken out by something. Yeah, you get the stone. I got it.
In ancient times, the desert had no shade. The sun burned the land to ruin. The rivers disappeared, and the animals hid underground. The people cried to Helios for mercy, but he didn't answer their prayers. As the plants withered in the heat, the hollow lands echoed with the crackle of fires.
Caliber.
I watch them day by day, their foolish, meddling scampering to separate one piece of earth from a slightly different piece of earth. Fae know that the land will endure, will heal any wounds mortals can inflict. But I worry that these wounds may be long to heal. I cannot act, I am bound by our beliefs. But an agent of change could cauterize these wounds by making the century plants bloom.
We know Veranda.
Have you met her? Fair and dark as the night itself. She will sleep until my time is past. Then I will lie down and dream while she walks the sands.
Tell me of yourself.
I shepherd the surface while Orenda sleeps beneath. I await the day when I may lay down to rest as Orenda does, beneath the sands. The mortal's growing influence in this world wearies me.
You mentioned century plants?
Normally they blossom only every 100 years. The land stirs and wakens, and what was worn away rejuvenates. That is the way of things.
What's your problem with the gnomes?
The little mortals, you mean? Forever cutting, clearing, digging, will they never stop? Won't they tire of it and go away?
What about the Hollowlands?
In ages past, we danced in circles on the dunes and sang sweet songs to the distant peaks. Now I alone walk here, while Orenda dreams in reverie below.
So how do I make them bloom?
Oh, I cannot make them bloom, not now. When the time is right, one Fey whisper will do. You mortals are not bound as we are. You can grow such things out of season.
What will this do?
You wouldn't know with these little mortals here, but these lands are a Fey place. And Fey places need refreshing from time to time. The blooming of the century plants is the fastest route of recovery.
Why do they need to bloom?
The century plants have deep ties to the pulse and marrow of the land. Their breath wakens the desert, causes the rocks to stir and grow.
What do I have to do?
A friend of the sands. You'll do what needs doing. You will need petrichor. Here's a skinful I have gathered. But first, you must ready the plant with fire. Only after fire will they drink the petrichor. There are 3 century plants in this land just now. Make all 3 bloom, and all will be well.
So you've... Petrichor? So what's petrichor?
The smell of the earth after rain. I have gathered it over years in that skin.
Weird. Is that how I make plants bloom?
For each of the 3 upon the sands, scorch it with fire, then slake it with the petrichor I gave you.
Okay.
For now, then.
Dungeon crawl time. Pick a path, any path. I love the heads and the trees. I just think they look cool. Nice face, just chilling. Stone faces are cool too. I like both. I like the stone and the tree. I think the tree just has some cool detail, but the stones are like a blue gray, so I like that too. That's better. Master's amulet.
The light! Return to me! Did you do this? The blessings of the thorn and shadow be upon your head, little mortal. Now leave me to the reverie, and the deep shadow and the far wind sighs.
What are you gonna do now?
I long to return to the reverie. While Calavar walks the sands, I must sleep.
And the HoloLens?
This is home, the place of power. I can feel the mortal's presence above, chipping away at the land. Calavar will not be pleased.
He's not. He's leaving now?
Now I have the light, the reverie will be untroubled. Now leave me be, little one. Leave me be. Ah.
Not a problem. Have a good nap. Trying to remember the layout of this place. I might want to go back up to the left and circle around because I think the next gate is on the far right side. Yeah. Still don't know what manner of creature that is. Looks like it might have been a bird. Looks like it has wings. Okay. I keep seeing this glowing thing, but it's not marked on my map as an item, so... Oh, you can actually see it. So there's the head. Spine, I'm guessing that's a tail. And then the wings. That's kind of cool.